So if you take an amateur radio exam, you know that the FCC allows a unlicensed person to use a licensed operator call sign under their supervision. I don't find a lot of videos like that on YouTube, so I just kind of wanted to demonstrate the use and try to get my girlfriend here acquainted with the radio equipment and have her make a contact over the radio. So bear in mind here, she has actually had no experience operating this stuff whatsoever. She just thinks I'm in here like talking to aliens or something, so this is just going to be a fun little video, and I'm going to get her on the air and she's going to use my call sign and make a contact. Hopefully not a creepy one.
I'm a bit nervous.
You'll be okay. Alright, so I'm just going to go over the rules and regulations with you.
Okay.
And pretty much you have to ID or use my call sign every 10 minutes at the start of a contact and at the end of a contact. Just for safety, I don't transmit, which means you are not to push this button unless I give you the go. Because if we're not on the right frequency or something like that, or you're not ready, then we could break the law and all. So, but it's okay. The first thing I'm going to go over is right now it's about 6:30, so we'll be bouncing between the 20 and 40 meter band, see if we can make contacts. And we'll try to stick to the voice region. We'll start out with 40 meters. There's a good chance that we'll be able to find somebody here. So go ahead and turn on the radio. You broke it.
What am I supposed to do? It says
it
on right there.
There you go. So you gotta hold it in.
Never done that before.
Right, so
you didn't tell me I was gonna have to be that hands-on.
So this is the speaker.
Okay.
Mic. Actually, I think it's just a mic. So this right here, you hold this button in and talk into it to transmit, right?
Hold the button, speak into it.
Right.
Okay.
So right now we're listening to data. So I'm gonna have you change the mode until you see LSB lit up there. There you go. Alright, so we're on the lower sideband, which is typically what we're going to be using here. And we're going to go down to the 40 meter band, so you're going to hit the band down button there.
Which one?
This one right here. Another time. This right here is our dial, so that's what you use to change frequency, right?
Yep.
So, I am not an extra license, so we're going to have to stick to 7 to 175, and then 7 to 125, and then 175 to 300. So I'm gonna have her play with the dial here and see if she can't hear somebody calling CQ.
What does CQ mean?
It means that you're just calling a station. So if you hear somebody calling CQ, you're gonna want to answer them. So you're gonna take this in your hand, you're gonna key up, and do you know my call sign?
Kilo November 4 Mike Kilo Bravo.
Okay, so you're gonna say this is, if somebody's calling CQ, try if you can remember their call sign. Say their call sign. This is Kilo November 4 Mike Kilo Bravo. Typically, they're gonna start like maybe a small conversation, just depending if they want to talk or if they're just really trying to make a contact. Feel free to open up and chat with them. Tell them you're unlicensed, but you're being supervised by a licensed person, and you're just trying to get the feel for the radio or whatever you'd like to do. But I may have to step in and assist you with trying to tune into a station because sometimes it can be a little odd. But here's the hand mic. Hold this in one hand. And you're just going to take your finger and we're going to turn this up. And we're just going to rotate this knob until you hear a station. So once you start hearing the talking, you can hit the fast button. And just try to tune to that frequency until you get it clear. So you go and give it a try and stick to 175 to 1300, or 177. This number right here being 175 to 300. And I'll go ahead and turn fast mode back on.
I'm stuck.
You need to get back to fast mode and just start spinning until you hear something else.
Not so easy, is it, Modern Ham?
I just found forward.
Well, then why are you still going?
I'm trying to find you a station calling CQ. Alright, so we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna pick an empty frequency, and I'm gonna have her just keep calling CQ until somebody answers. And I'm gonna teach her how to do it, and hopefully we get a station that comes back pretty quick and she doesn't have to do this too long, because you can already tell she's getting a little fed up.
I'm nervous.
Alright, so
I don't like talking to strangers.
it's a little nerve-wracking at first. So you're gonna pick up the mic and you're gonna say it really slow and loud. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Kilo November 4, Mike Kilo Bravo, CQ, CQ, CQ. And then you'll put it down for a few seconds, wait for somebody to reply. If they don't, you'll pick it up and do it again, okay?
Yeah.
If somebody replies, try to address them by their call sign at first and kind of make a conversation. You never know where they're from. They could be from another country, could be from anywhere. So let's try it out. Put your mouth next to it and go ahead.
CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Kilo November 4, Mike Kilo Bravo. CQ, CQ, CQ. Did you do it right?
Yeah, that was good. We're gonna wait a moment and see if we can get a station to come back to us here.
It's kind of like doing a mic check. It's kind of awkward. Mic check, mic check.
Try it again.
No!
Keep doing it. Do you want me to do it for you?
No, and what would be the point? I just didn't know I was gonna have to do this and
Do
do
it
it so
again.
many times. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Kilo November 4, Mike Kilo Bravo. Five Yankee Oscar?
Whiskey 5 Yankee Oscar. Say this is Kilo November 4, Mike Kilo Bravo.
Where do I start with?
Say this is Kilo November 4, Mike Kilo Bravo.
This is Kilo November 4, Mike Kilo Bravo.
First part of your call sign. Say it again.
Kilo November 4, Mike Kilo Bravo.
Kilo November 4, Mike Kilo Bravo. This is Whiskey 5 Yankee Oscar. My name is Gary.
Whiskey 5 Yankee Oscar. This is Gary.
Check 19 in Arkansas.
So, hey Gary, tell him what you're doing. Do it before he hangs up.
Hey Gary, this is Angela in Kentucky. I'm here with
This is my girlfriend. I'm trying to get her into ham radio, so she's an unlicensed operator, and I'm letting her use my call sign to try to get the gist of things.
Excellent, that's great. I'm going to need your name, technician, myself and my daughter are the technicians on the call sign, and then there's a general that also operates with us that's been licensed in the last 3 years. So it's just the control operator is an extra. It's just a great opportunity to just get on the radio and make some contact. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, cool stuff. Well, thank you very much for that, Gary, or Whiskey 5 Yankee Oscar. I'll make sure to get you in the logbook here. I think I just got my license in 2018, so I think under that definition, I'm still a rookie. But yeah, thanks for coming back to me. And that's actually, I guess, her first contact. So yeah, maybe we can get her license here. Maybe she's excited about it. But yeah, thanks very much.
I'm sorry.
All right, so she got a little nervous.
I got a little nervous. It was my first time.
I know I kind of just threw you into the boiling pot there, but yeah, well, we got her contact in. I had to grab the mic from her because she didn't know what to say, so I could let the gentleman get his logs in and stuff. But that's okay. That was fun. And I remember the first time that I keyed up the mic, even on 2 meters, and I was nervous. But especially like on HF and stuff like that, there's a lot of different rules and regulations, so I can understand why she would.
What was that when you were reading something off to him? What were you reading off?
So I told him my call sign, and then I told him our grid location. So in amateur radio, whenever you do contests and logs and stuff like that, it's very important that they have a, pretty much it's your location. So the United States, around the world, it's mapped into grids. And the grid that we are in right now is Echo Mary 77. And if you want to be more specific, it's Echo Mary 77 US. So a lot of log entries, they want to have that, and plus it's nice to know your location. I forgot what the gentleman there was coming out of. I think he said
Arkansas?
Is that what he said?
I thought he said Arkansas.
We can go back over the video and find it, but it just lets the operator know how far you're getting out, and you know also put that in the log. So it's nice for him to know that we're coming out of Richmond, Kentucky. He may not have had any contacts out of Richmond, Kentucky, so that's kind of a cool thing to know. That's okay.
It wasn't that bad, but I was nervous.
It's okay. I'm surprised I got you in here and started keying up the mic, so that was fun. But yeah, it's understandable to be nervous. All ham radio operators, even though they know the FCC stuff, when it's their first time keying up the mic, a lot of them are nervous about what they're supposed to say or what they talk about. And to be honest with you, I'm still trying to figure that out. A lot of these guys on here, like, I can only talk about my rig for 20 or 30 seconds before things get really boring and I gotta break it off. And that's kind of what ham radio is about. It's called chewing the rag, or a rag chew. A lot of it. This gentleman, we got lucky here because this gentleman here was trying to do a contest, so he was trying to get his contacts in and move on to the next one. He wasn't really trying to make a big conversation, but he did give us some cool knowledge about the rookie roundup, because I hadn't actually heard of that, so that was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
So we were just kind of in time to do that type of thing. So that's neat. But yeah.
So when you make a contact, like, what physically is happening, like, over the air? Like, could I have been being heard in other places, or was it just to that person?
So the way radio waves work is it comes out of the antenna and it broadcasts in all directions, most times with HF around the world. Depending on what band you're using or what frequency and the time of day and different things with the sun, a lot of different variables come into play to affect how well your radio waves propagate. There's no certain way to say, like, this wave went this far or this wave went this far, because it's very chaotic, and it's the ionosphere and the different layers of the atmosphere that distribute these waves around the Earth. So it's hard to say exactly where you made it to. With HF, there's a good chance that you are heard around the world. If somebody's got a big antenna up somewhere on the opposite side of the Earth, there's a good chance that they heard you over there. So no, it wasn't just him. If anybody was listening in on that frequency, anybody listening on that frequency would be able to hear the conversation, so long as they received your waves. There's a chance that you received him, but the guy down the street's antenna is not as efficient, and he only heard you, type deal. If that makes sense. So.
Interesting. It's just kind of strange to think that my voice was literally being transmitted across radio waves, even though I know, like, with telephones and things, it's kind of the same idea. It works differently, but I don't know, it's just strange, because when you're on the phone with someone, like, it's just that person that can hear you, and your FBI agent maybe. But, like, being over the radio, it's just kind of surreal to think that my voice is just out there.
Yeah.
It gives me, like, this weird feeling of power, almost.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool. I think it's a reason. It's like, that's the only way, like with a ham radio, legally, that's almost the only way you can do that type of thing these days. And it's really cool to think that you can actually set up this type of stuff at home and be able to transmit and communicate with people around the world without any need for like any type of telephone or internet grid. Like, this is all self-sustaining. You know, if you're running off of battery power, you can do this like around the world.
All around the world. That's pretty cool. Thanks for showing me. I'm sorry I was awkward. I did my best.
I know you did. So I just wanted to do something a little bit more lighthearted this week. And I think it was a really fun idea to do and really good opportunity to show her the radio and get her a little bit on the exposure on the YouTube channel. But no, this is really fun, and it's a good way to get new people into the hobbies. You know, if you want to invite them over, remember that an unlicensed person can use a licensed station as long as it's under your supervision and they're using the right frequencies and following all the appropriate rules. So this is a really fun video to do, and I'll try to get her more involved in this and that. I know we did the Summits on the Air video a couple weeks ago, so yeah, hopefully we can do this type of thing again sometime. And if you guys like this content, make sure you subscribe and make sure you comment below and tell me like what other type of things you might want to see, or any ideas you might want to see done. Anyways, have you got any final words?
This was really fun. Thanks for letting me join and be part of your video today. So.
All right. Well, what do we say at the end of the radio?
7-3. Or is it 73?
73.
73. Why do you say 73 instead of 7-3?
That's a can of worms we're not going to open today.
Okay.
Thanks for watching.
Too many questions.